I posted a video, I think it was just last week actually. It was a post-fight interview of you after the Darnell Boone fight. You suffered the only knockdown of your pro career. Great post-fight interview, by the way. Your answers to the questions were, just classic. They hold true to this day. But I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, but just looking back, and actually it's kind of funny because that fight was the same day, November 19th, that you're going to fight Kovalev, which is like, I think it's 2005. So yeah, 11 years ago. That's crazy. Just looking back to that point, you suffered first and only knockdown of your pro career. People were gunning for you. Critics were gunning for you back then. Just looking back then to now, how much do you think you've changed? Whether it's you as a person or your style inside the ring, like how different do you think you are now 11 years later?
In the ring, I was still a baby. I was still trying to learn the pro game and, just real anxious and trying to figure it out and got hit with a big shot, man, that I didn't see. And it was a technical thing. Virgil been telling me, man, in those clinches, don't relax. I come from a school in the amateurs where you relax. The referee says break, everybody steps back and breaks. So I had that system in my head, and he kept warning me about it. And I fought a dude that, was getting beat every second of every round. He's got nothing to lose, so he's looking for something like that. He's a veteran. So, lesson learned. I got knocked down, but we got up. And we finished the fight. And, I made up my mind that night that I didn't like the way that felt. And whatever's in my power, I didn't want that. I'm not going to ever let that happen again. So that's what I told myself. And as far as, as a man personally, and even in business, man, I've grown a lot, man. I've had so many great experiences in boxing. I've had some rough experiences, but, man, it's all good. That's what you need, man. That's what makes you who you are. So I feel like I'm right where I need to be as far as a fighter in the ring, and I feel like I'm right where I need to be in terms of my maturity as a man.
Have you ever had a chance to kind of reflect on, your career? That's 11 years. That's a long time. I think you were 7-0 at the time. Here we are, 11 years later, and you're still battling for greatness. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah. You look skinny too. I think you were like 160.
I was at 160.
You look kind of sick, actually. It looks kind of weird to see you that skinny.
And to be honest with you, I don't even know if that was a good idea to do that, man.
Yeah.
Because I fought at 178, but I was weighing about 72, 73, and we just slowly start coming down. My debut was at 65, 165, and then Virgil's like, "Oh, you can make 160," and we're trying to figure it out together. But I think that had a lot to do with the punch resistance and stuff too, because that's a real thing, man. If you drop too much weight, you don't take punches as well. And then I remember moving up to 168 and felt like, man, I run through a wall. So it matters. It matters. And I'm glad we didn't stay down there too long. It was rough. It was rough.
That was forever ago, though. 11 years, man. That's an eternity.
It's a blessing, man. Everybody don't last double digits in this game. I'm a young veteran in this sport. That's what people forget. They still look at me like I'm a young pup trying to prove myself. And it's always, you're always trying to continue to cement your legacy and carve your niche and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I'm a young veteran. I've been through some things, in the ring, out of the ring. And, yeah. So it's an honor to look back, man, and see all that time in those years that we've been able to put in and get through, and we're still standing, still going strong. But I don't give myself a lot of time or leeway to sit back and acknowledge victories and different things like that. It's weird, man. It's almost like I got this thing where I just can't let myself look into that box yet.
Really?
I just can't, because it's just...
Do you think that would hamper you in any way?
It's a mental thing that I have, because that's how I was raised. We literally win a fight and all right, put it behind you. We didn't do a lot of celebrating and a lot of that stuff. It's almost like you get to a point where you expect it. But that's what we're supposed to do. We won a national tournament, man, I'm happy. But you got a week to celebrate, and we're back in the gym. That's kind of that's the school I came from. So it's important to look back and enjoy stuff, but it's hard. Because I feel like, man, I can't get caught up in what I did, man. I'm still trying to get it.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's a tough balance. Yeah, it's a tough balance.